Hey you guys, it's your girl charaebchicago here with another video, another reaction video. Today we're going to talk about Mowry. And shout out to the crew season. I'm going to react to their reaction to Mowry calling her failed marriage a graduation. I thought that was odd. Let's see what the men say, and I'm going to also share some of my personal opinions of how I looked at it. So, from my face, y'all can kind of guess, kind of, but I didn't say anything yet. So, you can only make assumptions, but gotta watch the video to see how I really feel. Alright, you guys, let's get into it. And shout out to the crew season. I do know one of them is married. Two of them, I don't believe they're married. Someone can correct me in the comment section and let me know whether or not they're married. But I know Trill, the guy in the middle, is definitely married. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and check it
out. All right, we're going to keep this thing pushing, man. There's another clip that came out recently. Mowry and Corey Hardrick had a divorce after a lengthy marriage. I think it was around 15 years, approximately. Don't quote me. But it recently came to an end. And Tia, was speaking about, how the, marriage is a curriculum. I'm going to play this clip as she breaks down why it's that way. And I want to get y'all take on it.
One of my friends, she sent this beautiful letter to me from a woman who got a divorce. And it's all about, this perspective, in my opinion, and just changing the narrative. My marriage was a success.
Yeah.
I look at it as like a curriculum when you're in college or high school, right? You're learning, you're growing, you're evolving, you're creating. And I was able to create with Corey some beautiful, amazing children. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And at the end of that curriculum, and at the end, there's a graduation, there's a celebration. Mm-hmm. So that's basically, how I'm looking at it.
Yeah, y'all see my face already twisted because calling it a curriculum, I'm pretty sure when your vows say unto death do us part, no one dies after a graduation unless something actually happened. That's no offense to anybody who actually knows somebody who passed after a graduation or at a graduation, okay? I'm just saying that's not normal, and that's not what you are expected to receive after a graduation. You're expected to receive a certificate. If anything, a graduation to be a relationship. A relationship can graduate to a marriage. However, to say that a marriage graduates to a divorce, don't the vows say unto death do us part? Maybe that's a graduation. Someone dies because that means something coming to an end. So the relationship died. Okay, cool. However, you still have two very small children within this marriage who need both parents in their home. I don't understand it. You take a curriculum while you was learning. Yeah, you can learn with somebody, and you can continue to learn with somebody. And it's funny because I literally just did a video where I talk about when you're in a marriage, you're going to always learn that person. That's why I don't believe in shacking up. You're going to always learn that person. It's everlasting. It doesn't end. Because life happens and people continue to evolve. And that's what makes relationships and marriage in particular difficult, challenging, and hard work. Because you're constantly learning somebody who is dealing with their own things, and you're bringing those two things together as one. I'm just saying, to call it a curriculum, it made my face very icky. I was annoyed. That's annoying to call it that. And then her friend was trying to be supportive by sending that about the divorce. It's easier for me to swallow a divorce when there's no children. It's not easy for me, small children. It's easy for me to swallow the pill when the divorce comes with no children and when the children are grown. Doing it while the children are small, that's just, I don't know. I don't know what she's looking for. I guess that's something for her to know. She's looking for something. You got to be looking for something that she feels that she couldn't get out of her marriage. So that's why I don't think everybody should be getting married anyway or having children. Well, let's continue.
At it now. And I feel like people look at, when they look at marriage, that success equals longevity. But no, at the end of the day, it's, are they happy? Are they thriving? Are they growing?
And in that same video, we talked about happiness. That's what we was talking about. Are they happy? Happy is so fleeting. Did it? Shout out to Unsolicited Boss. And it's been a minute since I've seen this video, so I didn't even think about it until just now. She said, if you keep looking for happiness, you already failed. You already failed. People looking for happiness in a marriage don't understand what a marriage takes. And as a single woman who has never been married, I don't know. Of course, there's things that I will need to learn and understand about a marriage. However, I can guarantee it from watching the married people that I know within my family or friends. It's work. It is work. And you're not going to be happy every day. Matter of fact, I done heard of couples who have been together for years, and it has been a period, maybe a year, where they were just not happy. We weren't happy for years, and they stuck it out and figured it out because they devoted themselves to those vows. You figure it out. You lay it on the table when you're having a hard time in your marriage. So to call it a curriculum, do you drop out of school because you're having a hard time in school, since we're talking about curriculums? Do you drop out of school? That's a form of failure. I'm a college dropout. I failed college. And I'm going to say it. I failed. You going to say this? Can you say that is it hard for you to say that it's hard for you to say that you failed at your marriage and not realize and look at yourself and say, I dropped out because you didn't own up to your vows that said to death do us part? Like, happiness is way too fleeting. I think that's important for people to understand. It really is. You could be happy today, you could be happy tomorrow, you could be not happy today and not happy tomorrow. So to end a divorce because of your happiness, that's what I'm curious as to what really happened since she's talking about it. Not to be in your business, but you put your business out there, Tia.
And I feel like that is what is most important. It's not about staying in something because however long you are in that situation, that equals success. It's about really, again, are you happy? Because life is really short.
Marriage is a curriculum which you go through to learn yourself, and you come out on the other side. Just because it didn't reach 30, 40 years of marriage does not mean that it was a failure. It was a learning experience, curriculum. What's your thoughts on that, man?
You failed. You might have learned, but you still failed.
Wasn't no damn graduation.
There wasn't no graduation. There ain't no graduation at the marriage. That is the graduation. That is the ceremony.
That's the graduation.
That is the career field.
So she said she's trying to change the narrative.
And don't change no narrative. No, because then everybody just going to be getting divorced just because.
That's good. She just don't want to look bad. That's what it is.
She don't want to feel like it was a failure. Just because you failed marriage don't mean it was the end all be all. It just didn't work out. You failed. You failed at that marriage. That's okay. You learned something coming out of it. Why a curriculum that you graduate at? You can cheat through curriculums. Obviously.
Nigga crazy as hell.
I mean, I think it's just foul that she said that and they agreed with her, because I know if a man would have said that shit,
What?
They would have
roasted fucking left. Imagine me coming out.
That's another reason why I wanted to react it with the cruise season. Oh, because think I said that in the beginning of the video. Because they're men. I wanted to hear a man's perspective on this. Because I've heard plenty of women. So, if a man said that, yeah, because we put a lot of blame on men. So, yeah. Like, no, you failed, sir. So, because you're supposed to protect a woman's feelings. So, he would hurt her feelings by getting a divorce. So since he didn't protect her feelings, and he goes around and say that it's a curriculum and he didn't fail, it's just a graduation. But you failed to. How about your wife's feelings? Nobody cares about a man's feelings. Ooh. That was so odd to say. I think there's some truth to it. Ooh, yeah. Let's continue.
Said, felt like it was a curriculum.
Appreciate it.
Saying?
Learned a lot.
I learned a lot. I feel like I graduated this part of the semester.
You know, we
Trying to move on, going to the University of Oxford.
You know, we made some beautiful babies.
You know what I'm saying?
And
Yeah.
That's all I was here for.
I took my test and I passed.
You know,
She was a stepping stool. My wife was a stepping stool.
I was happy for a while, but this course is not the course I want no more. So
I decided to change my
Major.
my major and go into another career field, single.
After 14 years.
And then find somebody else to graduate off of.
Because at the end of the day, like, it's not, you don't really own people, right? You only have your turn with them, right? So I think this is a situation, curriculum, our time was spent. We created kids, sure. And they will be taken care of. But for me and my personal growth, I feel like this was a stepping stool and I need to move on to something better. Now, that's not saying that, I wish her any bad. We both learned. We both, I wish them the best, wish her the best. But I just need to be, I need to progress my learning curve in terms of graduating from this university.
So allegedly,
Sound odd.
I heard. I don't know how true this is. 'Cause I didn't watch the whole thing. But just from getting my synopsis from Twitter, they said that basically she felt that she evolved, like outgrew him in a sense. Like she was kind of elevating and he was kind of staying where he was at.
You mean in terms of career or just period?
I think period. Just relationship growth.
Yeah,
And I also think she was making more than him too.
Well, that'd have been the case since they met.
But that could be, yeah. So
Let's just be honest.
I saw that somewhere in there too.
That's a wild statement to make.
And like I said, Kenny said, could you imagine if a man said those words?
We get killed for that, bro. And she was so praised,
No.
cheered on.
Stop right there. I want you to go into detail about we get killed for feeling like we reach a new level in life and our woman needs to upgrade. I want you to go into detail about.
That's you. That's your lane.
You know what I mean? Because it's just.
He said that's your point.
I'm curious to see what you're gonna say. We may not watch the whole video, but I'm curious to see what you're gonna say. I wanted to say this real quick though. I think that I do wonder if it's a money thing because it's when you're 20, because they met when they were in their 20s and got together when they were in their 20s. When you're 20 something years old, it's okay, and you feel as a woman, if you're humble enough, you understand helping and building with a man. Some women, because nowadays, it's, from some of the things that I've heard and seen, some 20-year-olds are not down for that. But Tia was open to that because she even met him, or not met him, but they started off of a bus stop. They even tell the story about the bus stop. If you're familiar with it, look it up. How Tia and Corey met or got started. Because they was doing some film together. They both actors. So, she had some money and some success already from Sister. So, people knew who Tia was. No one knows who Corey is yet. And she had money, he didn't. She was in the car, you know. He wasn't. He was on a bus stop. So they offered him a ride. That right there is the start of the communication. And yeah, when you reach a certain age, that money conversation changes. So I'm curious if money is the issue. And if that's the case, that's why the conversations in the beginning need to happen. To understand, what does he want in his life? Now, if she came in thinking that, oh, I'm going to show him this, and he's going to want this, and he's going to do this, you don't do that. You take somebody for who they are at that time. So I heard. I'm speaking from a place of what I've heard and learned from couples who have been together for a long time. I like to listen to couples who have been together for a long time. And I'm starting to, and when I say long time, I mean 20 years, 15 to 20 years, not even 10 years anymore. 10 years is not long enough for me. 15 to 20 years. They lasted until they were 14. I will still ask them questions because you can learn from anybody. You can still ask. It's just I'm starting to hear the same patterns from couples who have been together 15 plus years. I'm starting to hear some of the same patterns. However, yeah. So, I don't know if that was the case, if she thought that he could be her project or whatever. I don't know. However, you met him on the bus stop. Now, let's hear what Trill has to say about men getting killed. Let's see. And then I think we're going to end it after that.
I'll touch on it because women kill men for that all the time, right? When he elevate, when he get the money, when he reaches a certain status, he don't reward the woman who was down with him. He replace her for somebody that, you know, one of these chicks that's in the industry or whatever the case may be, lead the woman that was riding with him when he was nobody in the dirt.
She held you down.
But as a man, he come out and say, well, look, man, we just grew apart. If he come out and say what she said or what they saying she said, hey man, I just elevated, baby. I'm making more money. My career better now. I got more opportunities. I had to leave her where she was at. She was just curriculum. She was just learning a learning curve to get me to where I needed to go, baby. When I was in
algebra and I was in calculus 3.
Simple playing, man.
And
What you said, Kenny?
she was still in algebra.
She was only there for the season.
That could have been. That's just sad. That's honestly, that's a sad statement to make. And for them to crown her on that part.
It's a PR thing, PR move for sure.
It's genius. It's genius. Because neither one of them, you know, it's no foul play involved. We just mutually, it ain't shit. Let me explain something. It ain't shit mutual about a divorce. Let's call that what it is. I'm tired of hearing that. Because rarely ever, maybe lottery odds, is there a case where we both wake up and say, you know what? It would best suit both of us if we just go our separate ways. It don't work like that. If one person wants to leave, the other person has to acquiesce. After trying to fight for it, hey, let's go to therapy. Hey, can we do this? Hey, can we do that? Hey, can we do this? And that person says, you know what? I don't feel like any of that is going to get us where we need to be. I'm firm in my stance. I want to leave this situation. Other person has to acquiesce. That's how it goes 90% of the time. People need to stop with this. We came to a mutual. No, you wanted to leave. Let's call it what it is. You felt like you.
I agree with what he's saying. I'm gonna end the ear. I understand what he's saying, and I may agree with a lot of what he's saying. However, when we're talking about people with public personas and public personalities, you don't want to degrade or talk about the other person, like how Megan Good and Devin Franklin did their divorce. So that's how they did it. They both made a post and they made it seem very amicable. Y'all know I'm bad with words, but they was like cool. It was seem like they made it seem like it was mutual. That was for them. That was for the public because they're both public figures. Now, for them, we haven't heard Corey say anything. Not a word. And T is the one who's mainly talking. And I think it may have been best if she chose to go, okay, we just decided to go our separate ways, and that's all. And that's all I want to say about it, for the sake of my children. And you can end that conversation right there. But she's doing these long speeches. It ain't looking too good. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It ain't looking too good. So, that's it. That's all I got to say. You guys, go check out the hoodie again. I'm going to put them down. I don't know if they have a link or whatever, but yeah, anywho. All right, you guys. I'm out of here. Like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. If you agree, disagree with what I was saying or what any of the brothers from the cruise season was saying, I'm definitely going to put the link to the original video below. Yeah, be sure to check it out. All right, you guys, I'm out. Peace.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
On charaebchicago.